小心阅读。
So this is episode 2 of the TVB version of Tian Long Ba Bu, Demigods and Semidevils. In this episode, the wife of the assistant Bangzhu, the second in charge of the beggar sect, she is starting her scheming plan to overthrow the guy who doesn't love her back, the main leader of the beggars clan. And then, as she's doing her scheming, there's news that there's a bunch of murders taking place. Now, these murders are peculiar because the people are all kung fu masters and they're getting murdered by their own kung fu style. So there's a person who's very known in this world for doing that. So they're suspecting him, and he's a very powerful guy. That's why people are getting scared.
白长老，有伤在身，不必拘礼。
So while she's trying to seduce various people to go against our first protagonist, 白长老有伤在身. 白长老有伤在身. The next expression you probably won't hear that much in modern Chinese. 长老 is a word for elder. So you might hear the word 长老 in churches, for example, or certain organizations. 伤 means hurt or injury. 生 means your body. So 有伤在身. 不必 means there's no need, but you probably won't hear that. That's too old. I wanted to give you guys certain things that you might use. For example, 伤, right? 伤, hurt. You're probably going to use that. 我受了伤. So of course you're going to use that. And then 身, your body, right? You're going to know that 身体, that means your body.
药刚刚煎好，凉一会儿再喝吧。
药 means medicine, and 刚刚 means it just. So that's an expression you will probably use. 刚刚, for example, 我刚刚来, I just arrived. Or 我刚刚出去, I just left. Or 我刚刚吃, I just ate. 煎. So 煎 is a verb. A lot of verbs are very specific for certain words, certain nouns. So 药, the medicine, you 煎. So always remember that. 煎药. So medicine, you don't 做, right? Make, you 煎, which is the verb coupled with medicine. It means make. And then 一会儿. 一会儿 is something you probably will use a lot. 一会儿, a second, in a second. So for example, you could say 等一会儿. Right, wait a second. In this case, you're saying 凉一会儿, which means let it cool for a second. 凉一会儿. And then 喝 means drink. So you probably know that.
再来。
不好意思啊，烫着没有啊？
She's further trying to seduce this elder. She accidentally spills some fluid on him. 不好意思啊，不好意思, as in I'm sorry. 对不起 or 道歉 are ways to say sorry. But 不好意思啊, that's a very, very polite kind of you feel guilty way. 不好意思啊. And then 烫 means did you burn? 烫着没有? So did I burn you at all? 不好意思啊. 不好意思. So if someone's mad at you, you can say 不好意思, 不好意思. Or you feel guilty about something, 不好意思, 不好意思. Now we go to the kingdom of Dali, which is in modern day southwest China. And Dali is a Buddhist kingdom. And here we meet our second protagonist, Duan Yu. When we meet Duan Yu, he does not want to do kung fu. In his mind, he's Buddhist. He shouldn't learn things to kill. So Duan Yu escapes from his palace, gets into all these misadventures, and then meets the first love of his life, a girl named Zhongling. And they get into further misadventures, and eventually she gets captured. She poisons the people that capture them, so they have to go get the anti-venom, the antidote. He is tasked to go to her father. Along the way, Duan Yu accidentally falls, and he manages to end up in this really mysterious place where he meets a statue. The statue features very, very heavily in his psychology and his future love for another woman. He bows to the statue, kowtows, 磕头, 1,000 times, and then he ends up getting a scroll of this kung fu. So with this kung fu scroll in hand, he continues his journey to find the father of the first love of his life.
你再不知好歹，别怪爹没耐性。
爹，我跟你讲了那么多佛经上的故事。你还是不能戒正、戒吃、戒杀。
不知好歹 is something you're probably going to hear a lot. 不知好歹 literally means you don't appreciate what you have. You live in the good times, or you have first world problems, basically. 不知好歹. So you will definitely hear people say that. 佛经means certain Buddhist texts. When it's kind of scripture, slightly faith-based, religious, etc., it's going to have the word 经. So, for example, 圣经 is the Bible. 佛经 is some kind of Buddhist text. Now, 经 has many other meanings, of course, but in this case, when it's coupled with 佛, it means a Buddhist text. Word that I really want to explore with you guys today is 戒. 戒, it might be rooted in Buddhism, but you can use it in a non-Buddhist context. Basically, it means don't do it. You completely avoid it. It's almost like Lent. You know how Lent, you just completely just don't do something? It's kind of like that. 戒. So that's a cool word to use. 戒. So 戒杀 is like, I'm not going to kill anyone. 戒. Here's a word that you might hear a lot in casual conversation. 放心. 放心. So 放心吧, 你放心吧. 放心 means be assured, you'll be okay, basically. Be assured. So sometimes you're at the supermarket, you ask them, oh, is this fresh? They must say, oh, 你放心, 你放心. Like, be rest assured, it's fresh. And then 一定, 一定, it means I definitely. 一定. For example, whenever you want to be very sure about something, you say 一定. 一定. 我一定会赶回来的. So, 赶 is a very good word to know. 赶 means I will rush back. So, 赶 is a verb that has urgency. So it's a verb that has urgency. You can also use the word to say like, I urgently kick someone out. 赶走 means I kick someone out. 赶回来, I'm rushing back. 赶过去, I'm rushing over there.
性断者入此谷，杀无赦。哎呀，